Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Monday, October 12th, 2015, around 7:59 in the evening, Berwick, Massachusetts. It was a perfect 10-day in New England today. Highs in the 70s, low humidity and stuff. Going to be one of the last 70-degree days of the year, because we're going to get cold air this upcoming weekend. Temperatures might not get out of the 40s for high temperatures, and there's going to be definitely a killing frost in the suburbs of Boston. Some news to report: both American League Division Series are all tied up. The Kansas City Royals beat Houston Astros by the score of 9-6. And the Toronto Blue Jays beat Texas Rangers by the score of 8-4. So both series are tied 2 games apiece. They'll be playing Game 5 to decide who goes to the American League Championship Series Wednesday night on Fox Sports 1. That's about it on the news. My third and final video blog of the night is my personality profile. Tonight's personality profile is about one of the most famous defensemen in NHL history, Hockey Hall of Famer Brad Park. Brad Park played 17 years in the NHL. He was kind of overshadowed by Bobby Orr during this time period. Brad was born and he grew up in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. He was a big Maple Leafs fan growing up. He played junior hockey for the Toronto Marlboros of the OHA, Ontario Hockey League. He was a pretty good junior player. He was drafted by the New York Rangers with the 2nd overall pick in the 1966 NHL entry draft. He spent some time in the minor leagues before being called up to the Rangers, and he played 17 seasons for the Rangers, Bruins, and Red Wings. 3 times he scored 20 or more goals in a season. 4 times he scored 50 or more assists in a season. 3 times 70-point seasons. 9 times he played in the All-Star game. 5 times he was on the NHL's first All-Star team. 2 times he was on the NHL's second All-Star team. And Brad played in an era where he was probably the best defenseman in the National Hockey League, but there was one better, Bobby Orr, and he would always finish runner-up to the Vezina Norris Trophy for NHL's best defenseman and stuff, which was pretty a shame, because in most other years in another era, Brad Park would probably be a multiple-time Norris Trophy winner. He finished runner-up 6 times and stuff. He never won the Norris Trophy because he played in the era where Bobby Orr was playing and stuff like that. He was the captain of the Rangers for a time. He wore number 2, and he got traded in 1975 in a blockbuster trade that sent him and John Littell to the Boston Bruins for Phil Esposito. That was a very big trade and stuff, and Brad Park only played 10 games on defense with Bobby Orr and stuff. When Bobby Orr left the Bruins, Brad Park was the number 1 defenseman for the Bruins for many years and stuff. And he wore number 22 because number 2 was retired for the Bruins by Eddie Shore and stuff. And Brad finished his career in 1985 with the Detroit Red Wings. He played 2 seasons for the Red Wings and stuff. During his time in the NHL, Brad Park never missed a Stanley Cup playoff. He always played in the Stanley Cup playoffs because all of the teams he played for always qualified for the playoffs and stuff like that. But Brad Park did not win the Stanley Cup. He played in 3 in Stanley Cup Finals, 1972, 1977, and 1978. But he never won the cup, which was a shame. And after he retired, Brad briefly worked for Domino's Pizza as a spokesperson, and then eventually he coached the Red Wings for part of 1 year. Then he got out of kind of the NHL business for a while, And his career stats were 213 goals, 683 assists for 896 points. He had 35 goals, 90 assists, and one for 125 points. During the playoffs, he was a first ballot Hockey Hall of Famer in 1988. After Brad retired, he set up residency in the Boston North Shore area, and he's been living in Boston, in north of Boston, for many, many years. He sometimes splits his summers having a house in the Lakes region of New Hampshire. And Brad, at one time owned Amesbury Sports Park, which is right off of Route 495 and stuff. Brad was a color man for UMass Lowell hockey games on WNDS TV 50 for about 4 years in the early and mid 90s. He is play-by-play. He teamed with the great Bob Gamere, and Dick Lux, who was famous for hosting Red Sox games on the radio in the early 1990s on WRKO, and he was the voice of the Boston College Eagles basketball team for a couple of years before he got replaced by Ted Sarandis. Boston College basketball is the best game in town. Wow, and stuff. Brad's written 2 books about his NHL playing career. One came out in 1971, and another biography came out in 2013. They're pretty good reads. But Brad's number 2 was never retired, but with his name on it. There was another number 2 for the New York Rangers, Brian Leach. He got his number retired for the number 2, but I think the Rangers should retire number 2 as well for Brad Park, and he wore number 22 for the Boston Bruins and stuff. I don't know if we'll ever see number 22 retired for the Bruins and stuff. And he's, a legend, Brad Park. And that's about it on that. That's about it on these video blogs, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. For tonight, I will be back tomorrow with 3 more video blogs. The first video blog will be about the top 10 people that should be inducted into the Red Sox Hall of Fame in the near future. Second video blog will be about Tilted Kilt. Tell you a story about that. The new restaurant that's coming to Belleville, Massachusetts. That's a new franchise at the old Max and Dillon's on Middlesex Turnpike. And the third and final video blog of the night will be about Hockey Hall of Famer Brett Hull. Like I always say, keep calm, everybody. And I'm a Julie Broughton guy. Julie Broughton has nice legs and a great smile. Maudley Rosenblatt rocks, and she has a nice smile and nice legs. Elizabeth Hart, so stunning, and has a nice smile and nice legs. Amy Swenzy rocks, and she has a nice smile and nice legs. And in the words of WWE Hall of Famer Razor Ramon, say hello to the bad guy. So good night. See you tomorrow.